So one interesting aspect of our watershed is that there's mines in the watershed. Most of these mines are abandoned, but this also leads to the problem of acid mine drainage. We don't want the runoff coming from these mines to get into the water system. This is going to be a bigger problem, especially that global warming is now an issue.
Something interesting about our watershed is that there are so many different types of soil and imperviousness throughout the entire thing. So the hydrograph modeling was a little bit difficult at times because we had to deal with a lot of urbanization, a lot of forested areas, and it was more kind of like three watersheds in one when you look at the soil and land cover types. So that was kind of interesting to see how we could analyze that.
My favorite parts about this project was the fact that we learned about a watershed in Pittsburgh. Our watershed was Turtle Creek, which is right to the east of Pittsburgh. And it was interesting because now if I ever go to Turtle Creek,
something I thought was kind of interesting about this project, normally in engineering we receive problems pretty well characterized and we just have to develop solutions for them. But in this, all we were handed was a watershed, so we had to both identify where the issues would arise and then subsequently what the appropriate solutions would be.
This class definitely highlights the need for lifelong learning, just because, especially living in an area like Pittsburgh, and our watershed was near Pittsburgh, you see the amount of urbanization that is happening and all of the problems it's causing with our current water systems and our stormwater runoff as those numbers increase over time. Those numbers just increase and increase as more people move into the area and more things go in, and as new methods are created to mitigate the amount of flow water that is happening in order to help it all run off and cause less damage, we need to be aware of those changes as they're being made. We need to be part of the solution for creating new ways to mitigate that, and that's why lifelong learning is
I'm
important.
kind of interested in environmental and microbiology. This class has touched on some subjects related to what I'm interested in. Stormwater runoff and antibiotic resistance are kind of tied together, and working with HEC-HMS and ArcGIS kind of showed me how you could translate a contaminant of concern to specific control strategies to show specifically where you need to mitigate the issue. Additionally, I'm interested in drinking water infrastructure, and so looking at SWIM, a lot of times we like to examine like the exact flow conditions that the microbes would experience in SWIM. Seems like a good tool.
I know this class is going to be useful. I'm working for a company that I interned with over the summer, and one of the primary things that I did was lots of calculations for flow and detailing in the design of detention ponds around, well, in the area of Philly. They are trying to transition to green stormwater management, and to do that they are creating a whole bunch of detention ponds around their parks. And one of the things that I know I can help with now that I've taken this class is the design of the ponds and figuring out how to route the flow and the return storms, how much the ponds are going to need to be able to handle.